Good morning. Here we are, Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023. We're here for our 3 daily lectionary readings. Psalm 72 is going to be our psalm reading today. We're going to continue in the book of Genesis, but jumping all the way to chapter 28, verses 10 through 22 for our Old Testament reading. And we're staying in the book of Hebrews. We're just continuing where we left off yesterday. Hebrews chapter 11, verses 13 through 22 is going to be our New Testament reading. And here we are listening in on the message, Psalm 72. Give the gift of wise rule to the king, O God, the gift of just rule to the crown prince. May he judge your people rightly. Be honorable to your meek and lowly. Let the mountains give exuberant witness. Shape the hills with the contours of right living. Please stand up for the poor. Help the children of the needy. Come down hard on the cruel tyrants. Outlast the sun. Outlive the moon. Age after age after age. Be rainful on the cut grass. Earth refreshing rain showers. Let righteousness burst into blossom and peace abound until the moon fades to nothing. Rule from sea to sea, from river to the rim. Foes will fall on their knees before God. His enemies lick the dust. Kingdoms remote and legendary will pay homage. Kings rich and restless will turn over their wealth. All kings will fall down and worship, and godless nations sign up to serve him, because he rescues the poor at the first sign of the need, the destitute who have run out of luck. He opens a place in his heart for the down and out. He restores the wretch of the earth. He frees from the tyranny and torture. When they bleed, he bleeds. When they die, he dies and live. Oh, let him live. Deck him out in Sheba gold. Offer prayers unceasing to him. Bless him from the morning to night. Fields of golden grain in the lands, cresting the mountains in wild exuberance. Corcopious of praise. Praise is springing from the city, like grass from the earth. May he never be forgotten. His fame shine on like sunshine. May all the godless people enter his circle of blessing, and bless the one who blesses them. Bless God, Israel's God, the one and only wonder-working God. Bless always his blazing glory. All earth brims with his glory. Yes, and yes, and yes. Our Old Testament reading comes from the book of Genesis 28, verses 10 through 22. Jacob left Beersheba and went to Haran. He came to a certain place and camped for the night, since the sun had set. He took one of the stones there, set it under his head, and lay down to sleep. And he dreamed. A stairway was set on the ground and reached all the way to the sky. Angels of God were going up and going down on it. Then God was right before him, saying, I am God, the God of Abraham, your father, and God of Isaac. I'm giving you the ground on which you are sleeping, to you and to your descendants. Your descendants will be as the dust of the earth. They'll stretch from the west to the east and from the north to the south. All the families of the earth will bless themselves in you and your descendants. Yes, I'll stay with you. I'll protect you wherever you go, and I'll bring you back to this very ground. I'll stick with you until I've done everything I promised you. Jacob woke up from his sleep. He said, God is in this place, truly, and I didn't even know it. He was terrified. He whispered in awe, incredible, wonderful, holy. This is God's house. This is the gate of heaven. Jacob was up first thing in the morning. He took the stone he had used for his pillow and stood it up as a memorial pillar and poured oil over it. He christened the place Bethel, God's house. The name of the town has been Luz until then. Jacob vowed a vow. If God stands by me and protects me on this journey on which I'm setting out, keeps me in food and clothing, and brings me back in one piece to my father's house, this God will be my God, And this stone that I have set up as a memorial pillar will mark this place as where God lives. And everything you give me, I'll return a tenth to you. Our New Testament reading comes from the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verses 13 through 22. Each of these people of faith died, not yet having in hand what was promised, but still believing. How did they do it? They saw it way off in the distance, waved their greeting, and accepted the fact that they were transients in this world. People who live this way make it plain of what they are looking for in their true home. If they were homesick for the old country, they could have gone back any time they wanted. But they were after a better country than that, heaven country. You can see why God is so proud of them and has a city waiting for them. By faith, Abraham, at the time of testing, offered Isaac back to God. Acting in faith, he was as ready to return the promised son, his only son, as he had to receive him. And this, after he had already been told, "Your descendants shall come from Isaac." Abraham figured that if God wanted to, he could raise him from the dead. In a sense, that's what was happening when he received Isaac back alive from off the altar. By an act of faith, Isaac reached into the future as he blessed Jacob and Esau. By an act of faith, Jacob, on his deathbed, blessed each of Joseph's sons in turn, blessing them with God's blessing, not his own, as he bowed worshipfully upon his staff, but by an act of faith, Joseph, while dying, prophesied the exodus of Israel and made arrangements for his own burial. And here ends our readings for the day.